it's Claire here. I'm a shamanic practitioner and I would like to welcome you to Shamans Circle and Distant Healing. And I'm going to do my best to explain my process for you and all that are involved. So the first step, you will have filled out an application form and put in there what you would like healing for, your location, your goal, your birthday, if you've given that to me, gives me insights on your life purpose. If you would like to know more information on that, I have to go into that another time and do another video on that, because that's probably ongoing work and bigger picture stuff. But I'm going to concentrate today on the colour stones that you've chosen, what happens, and then a little bit about the symbols that you were initiated with in the guided shamanic journey. So, for the purpose of this as well, I've covered everyone's photo, so layered picture upon picture and things like that to keep everyone's privacy. So what happens is you have picked a colour stone and you are under then that colour stone. I'm going to lift that up and show that there. So all the colour stones corresponding, and then all the pictures in the paper and all the details underneath the colour stone of your choosing. And I will run through a little bit what those mean. So if you've picked a yellow stone, this I invite you to reflect on something that you're trying to recreate. So a time that you felt really, really good, or, you know, longing to get something back. The yellow stone represents trying to recreate something really good. So I will be happy when I achieve this. Everything will be okay when I'm back to that. You know, you can remember a time in the past when you're like, that I was really healthy then, or I was really happy then. And if everything can just go back to that, it will be solved and I'll feel good again when I've got. So I invite you to look at when that shows up for you, and look at when you're going, oh, if only I had, and to catch yourself, and then to say, you know, to choose moving forward and to not go back, because even though it may have been really, really good then, what you've learned and what you've been through since then gives you the knowledge and the know-how to then go forward into the future and create something even better. So no matter how good you can remember being when you were a child, blah, 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 when everything was okay before whatever happened, I invite you to take the knowledge and the wisdom of what happened, or what you've learned throughout your life, and say, I am more capable of recreating something even better. Yes, that was good. That was excellent. That's the best I've ever been. But now I'm going to be even better, even more alive. And then you're giving up. You're surrendering to the divine to be able to help you play a part in creating something even bigger and better. Because by trying to recreate something that you once had or that you know is possible, you're kind of closing yourself off to get something that's even better than that. So that's the Yellowstone people. If you have picked a black stone, then the issue that you've named for this distant healing has something to do with patterns, behaviours, and things that you're used to doing. So it's programming, really. Programming that you've brought up with, you've been conditioned with. You know, we're born into the world with programming, and then taught things at school or by our parents that through no fault of our own are holding us back. So it's a form of programming that's holding you back if you've picked a black stone. So I just invite you to look at your patterns and behaviours and go, that's something I always do that's no longer serving me. And just catching it will help you to release and unravel that. And it can also be somebody's assessment. So somebody else's belief that they've told you. Like when you were little, if somebody told you that you weren't good enough and you've taken that on as your belief. And are living now your life and your behaviour accordingly, or I feel like I need to be in a relationship because I was told this when I was younger, and that's how I feel like I'm supposed to show up. So it can be somebody else's assessment or belief from a school teacher, from a parent, something that somebody's told you along the line that actually isn't true. It's not 100% true, and it's not serving you. So I invite you, Blackstone people, to think about a belief or something that's holding you back that you believe, whether it's to do with relationships or anything to do with your life. And say, is that 100% true? Is that 100% true for me? Is that serving me? And if the answer is no, then who told me that and why do I believe it? So question everything for you Blackstone people. Now, pink stone. If you've picked a pink stone, this is relationships. So I invite you to, in relationship to what you've chosen this healing for, is to look at maybe the relationship with yourself, a relationship with somebody, parent, boyfriend, girlfriend. It can even be a relationship with money and finance. So quite a lot of people, financial struggle. I invite you to look at, if you were in a relationship with money, what would that look like if money was your girlfriend or boyfriend? Have you treated that girlfriend or boyfriend with love and respect, and how do you show up to money in your finances if you're looking at it like it's a relationship? Have you been always kind and loving, and or do you have any sort of, have you been, I don't want to use the B word, said anything behind money's back that you shouldn't have? For instance, as if it was a real person, Oh, it's only used for this, that and the other, and then you're greedy if you have it, or something like that. Talking behind money's back. Do you have a tendency to do that? Do you have a tendency to say, it's never there for me and I don't have enough of it? What are you putting out into that relationship towards your finances? And just catch that, or notice how you are with yourself. Do you treat yourself and spend money on yourself, or are you coming from a place of lack and limitation? I don't deserve this. I can't afford this. And just catch all those limiting beliefs. Are you blaming other people? Are you blaming other relationships in your life? So for all the pink people is relationships to everything. Look at the relationship with yourself. Look at the relationship with other people. Look at relationship with your home. Look at the relationship with your finances. And just look at it from everyone else's perspective. What can you do to change to be a better relationship to all of those aspects in your life? Now, the white stone is the punishment stone. So if you have chosen the white stone, I invite you to look at self-sabotage, punishing yourself, perhaps limiting beliefs that are holding you back, and things that you're doing over and over and over again that don't serve you. And to just I invite you to choose something else. So when you notice a self-sabotage or notice that limiting belief, just say, thank you. Thank you, ego, for giving me this moment to notice that. Because sometimes self-sabotage goes round in our heads. Or if we're being punished by others, we take it on, we believe it, because outside influences can't punish us unless we truly believe it ourselves. So then it turns into self-sabotage because we are allowing what that person has said to affect us, because we believe it or we take it on, and then so all forms of punishment is technically self-punishment. Otherwise you would because you're taking it on, you're letting it penetrate you. So I lost my train of thought. When you do self-sabotage, when you notice that you've taken it on and it's penetrating, you just say thank you, ego, for me noticing, and don't then beat yourself up all over again. I'm doing it again. I'm how do I stop? I'm doing it again. Oh, I'm not good enough, and all of this. Just say, I've noticed it. Thank you. Thank you, ego, for letting me notice this time. But I'm not going to stick with it because this is no longer serving me. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for letting me notice. But I'm going to choose something else this time. And just remember to be extra kind with yourself, extra patient, and just to thank yourself all the time for noticing. Thank yourself for noticing and start celebrating yourself. So my offering to you is more self-celebration and congratulating yourself for what you have achieved, for your little steps, for the things that you do have, that you have done, and concentrate more on those than beating yourself up for what you quite haven't yet, because it's a two-way and giving and receiving. So receive more for yourself, receive more love for yourself, rather than giving yourself that hard time. And finally, the red stone. If you have picked the red stone, then this is more often than not a past life connection, and you do need to cut some past life threads, because what you're experiencing is very much triggering memories of suffering. It's like it's connected to the worst suffering. So whatever you're having healing for at the moment brings up cell memory in the body and the mind of your very worst suffering, whether that's a childhood trauma or a past life. But there is still suffering in the body that hasn't been released. So I just invite you to have a think about what that could be. If you know what it is, then ask for it to leave your body. We can do a few somatic release exercises to do with the body. But when you do your healing journey, you can ask specifically for this to be released out of the body. And if you don't know what it is, you can still ask, please release this trauma from my body. And it might be a smaller step-by-step process for the redstone people, but whatever is happening is triggering a response in you that you associate with trauma. And if sometimes we haven't got a clue what that is, we're like, oh, okay, well, perhaps you're somebody who hasn't experienced trauma in this life that you know of. So then it's linked to a past life where something really traumatic did happen and your soul memory of it is going, but, whatever you're going through now is heightened because it's very much related to trauma. So it's about release, forgiveness, and some self-love for redstone people. And if you do have any more questions on any of those, let me know. And the process is that you, whatever colour you have picked, whatever stone you have picked, you stay under your stones. So you're working with we call them kriyas in shamanic terms. You're working with my working stone throughout the whole of the ceremony, the whole of the shaman circle that we're doing. And then I leave you under there and working with the stone for sort of 12 hours afterwards. 12 hours minimum. And then once you're finished working with your stone, the stones and your pictures will all then get folded back up in the mesa to contain the energy for the week, for the month, however long that you're in there. And I fold up the mesa in a very special way. I will also fold everyone's paper the exact same way as I would a mesa. So you go into it also folded with that energy, and then the stones, and then you're in the distant healing mesa that's folded in the same way, then folded in that cloth the same way. So it's all very sacred way of doing it. But your paper with your name, your location, what the healing is for, and what your goal is all on a piece of paper, and then I write the Sanskrit symbols as well on the paper that you've received in the initiation in the same order. And I will go through the symbols now as to what they mean and what they are. And then you're folded the same way, the same special way as I would a mesa. And then you stay in the mesa, in my working cloth, for the time span that you're in there. And daily I work with the mesa, so I open it up again, have all your pictures, and I give a prayer, a song, an offering, whether that's with a singing bowl or a rattle, or I use my shikapa, or I use my drum. You will be getting sound and prayer, and we call them ikaros. So it's a spiritual offering. So it is like sending your higher self to a spa, I suppose, and then they're getting a week of sort of songs and adoration and massaging, and I'm sending that constant energy and love with Sanskrit and all the totems that I work with and all the animals that I work with and spirits and energy. Now we're getting a bit woo-woo. But anyway, it's I suppose it's like loving on your higher self. So all I'm doing for that entire week, every day, is sending love and appreciation for your higher self. And it's like giving thanks, I suppose, to your higher self, because your higher self is essentially the one responsible for then connecting with you, for helping you stay on your right track, giving you healing, blah, 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 blah. So if you look at it like I'm giving offering and prayers energetically to your higher self, and then your higher self obviously being grateful that it is then doing the work with you and going, okay, I'm being shown some love and appreciation here. Thank you. I'll give back. I'm being heard. You're aware of me. Great. So it's like strengthening that channel between you and your higher self. The symbols that you get in your initiation. So there's a point in the journey where we ask for your permission to do this. Again, you're asking like your higher self, or I will ask the higher self, your higher self's permission to receive the symbols, whether your energy body says yes or no. But normally you say, yes in your mind or out loud if you prefer during the journey. And then I suppose if you want to know what I do during the journey, so everyone's higher self that has said yes, given me permission, it's like, then there's like a holographic image that surrounds me of all the bodies, of all your energy bodies. So it's like a circle of holograms around me in the middle. And then I will put the symbol up above my head and then shoot that into everyone's third eye energetically while we're doing the journey. And yes, I need permission to do this. If your higher self says, no, thank you, I'm not joining the circle today, then you don't come. So I don't do anything without your permission. And yes, it's all very sacred, and there must be permission and acceptance to be able to perform this energetically. And what the symbols then are, how you experience it in your journey is going to be different for everyone, and probably different every time. So it depends how it happens for you. But yeah, for that, just say, let's see. There's no wrong or right. There's no good or bad. Especially if you have done it before, and it was amazing. Especially try not to then recreate if you're doing it a second time and be like, oh, that was so good before, I just want it to be like that. Just go, okay, release that experience. Now is a different time. I want to see how it shows up for me now. And first of all, you get chokure, which in Sanskrit is the energizer and the activator. And it will also cleanse and clear, so it's a power symbol, giving your energy body power. Then you have Sehaiki, which balances the right and the left hemispheres of the brain, so bringing you into alignment. This one also works with old patterns and behaviours and starts unravelling anything that no longer serves you there. It's also the emotional symbol, so for emotions and for mental health. So emotion and mentally. Then we do the activator symbol again. So it's like we activate after each one. Then you have the activator and cleanser again. Then you have the Honsha Zeishonen. And this is the distant healing symbol. So that will work with your past, your present, your future. If anything needs to be healed that's happened before, and past lives as well. This is a very strong one to work on past life trauma, anything that's holding you back from a past life that's come into this life. So karma and past lives, this is the symbol that will work with you for that. It's also for sort of chronic diseases, deep-seated illness, anything that you've had for a long time. And inner child work. This is also very good for, inner child work. That's about it. And this is the distant healing symbol. Then another activator symbol, chokure. And then finally the master symbol, which literally translates as bringer of light. And it's the Reiki master symbol. It will heal disease from the original source, the aura, the energy field, and this is the life purpose symbol and manifestation symbol. So bringing your true desires and true life purpose into alignment for you, and then you've got it there in your energy body going, come on, let's go, let's get to it, realign you, get you living your purpose. And so I think 4 different symbols in total, but you will experience 6 because you're having the activation symbol 3 times. If that makes sense. And then all those symbols are left with you in your energy body, and I've holographically projected them with permission from your higher self into your third eye chakra. And then I will close your Viracocha back down, and then holographically you will then leave to go back to your energy body. At the end of the week as well, when you come back out of the mesa, I will again open up your Viracocha, remove everything out, leave all the teachings and all the wisdom and everything that you need to serve you going forward. And you take all the teachings and all the lessons, and then I will close your Viracocha back down so that you are not then continually working with my energy, with my totems, and with my spirit guides, I suppose. So I do a close at the end of the week when you come out of the mesa with the spirit's permission as well. But if you're giving permission to be initiated in, then you're also giving permission to be initiated out at some point. It's a two-way thing. Everything is anyi, balance, give and take, giving and receiving. So I hope I have explained all of that well enough. If you know anything about Reiki and Sanskrit symbols, I think you can look up as well. But the master symbol is for soul healing. So it's soul healing and protection. And all of the symbols are absolutely beautiful in their own right. They're, ancient, and people have been working with them for thousands and thousands of years. So I work with them in line with my shamanic healing and my shamanic teachings as well. So you may have animals, totem animals, show up for you, and they will be working with me. Everyone's experience is different. Enjoy it, love it. And miracles are totally possible. Energetic miracles, whatever miracles. And I hope you're really looking forward to your initiation. I very much am. Juicy. I really hope I've explained everything well enough. I do have other videos on sort of distant healing top-up and giving examples of Icaros and those kinds of prayers that I sing as well. So you can, if you are interested in going, oh, I wonder what the top-up thing's like that I'm getting every day. I've got other videos which are an example of Icaros and shamanic prayer, which you'll be getting daily, so that energy is constantly being sent to you. And as well, if you've got any questions, please do get in touch and let me know. So I really look forward to hearing from you, and I wish you so many breakthroughs, finding all your hidden gems and loving life again. So, Upi Chai, all my love.